everyone and welcome along. We are doing the letter E today and we are painting the Echinacea flower. Grab your paints and let's get started. For our Echinacea flower we will do a little stem coming out here and we'll have another flower coming out there as well. It's kind of fun to do the idea of them sort of growing up out of the letter. So we'll do a little oval there and a little oval there. Now don't be fooled, this is to tell us where the petals are coming out. The Echinacea flower is actually a cone flower, so we will be doing a cone-like, dome-like centre. And then we do have a few leaves that come out as well. So we will place those in. And a little roll with the soft eraser as always. Okay, so we can do some beautiful pink petals, and I think permanent rose is going to be ideal for this, and we're going to start off very dilute. And imagine every petal sort of flopping out from that central point. Like a big old umbrella. We'll have another one here. Just a few, you can just see a few maybe around the back. But that's looking really lovely. And now we're going to take some permanent orange and we're going to, I'll just get it over here. I like to just sort of take a little off my brush here. I'm going to paint in a tufty little cone in inverted commas. Lots of little dabs and dots. They remind me of a jelly tot, a little sweet, covered in sugar. Looked a lot like one of those. That's looking really cool, and we'll be coming back into both of these elements for detail later on. But for the stems and leaves, I think good old sap green is going to be ideal because it is quite a, ooh, fluff on my brush. There we go. And just trying to paint a nice slender stem, and look at that, it's lovely if you can get two parallel lines. It just looks really cool. You might see a tiny little bit of a sepal underneath, but we're going to be going back into those petals, so we probably won't see much. Now leaves are sort of smooth-sided, quite sort of sharp, pointy leaves that I am going to paint like that, sort of two sides of a very sharp heart. That looks nice. And then I'm going to go back to the flowers and we'll take some just slightly stronger permanent rose. I don't think we need to go down to alizarin crimson because, of course, watercolour, the more concentrated it gets, creates completely new and more sort of vibrant colours. I mean, look at the difference. So I'm just using the brush to create some nice little streaks of colour. If you feel like some of them need a little bit of sort of an extra outline, you can do that, but try to use it more as a texture thing. That's looking lovely. And then for the little orange centres, these have actually got a huge amount of darkness in them. And so if I take some burnt sienna and Payne's grey, and folks, try and use a large brush to mix your colours. Don't be like me and be very silly getting a 4/10 brush in for mixing colours. We want it quite concentrated, so you don't want too much water around, but that very deep dark sort of inky brown is pretty perfect. And this is the moment where you could sort of overdo it. So I like to just sort of come in from one side like that, put in a few dabs, clean off my brush, and then just go back in. Ah, there we go, lovely. And build up the shape from there. And there we go. And now all I'm going to do to finish off is take some deep sap green. What's nice is for a lot of these we can get really familiar with the formula of using our greens and then going down either into deep sap green or into Payne's grey. And building up these shapes very simply, but very effectively, if I do say so myself. And if you want, you can just always add in a extra one here or there. And there we have our Echinacea. So I'm going to carry on with my alternating theme of buff titanium for a backing, or that creamy turquoise that we've also got. So make sure your flowers have dried before you start painting in your lettering. And there we have our lovely little Echinacea flower. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget we have all of the rest of the alphabet coming Tuesday, Thursday and Friday every week until we are done. So I hope you are enjoying painting along with me and all of those lovely mini flowers that we've been painting over the months on social media. I hope they have put you in a really great position to know exactly what you're doing when it comes to mini flowers. But of course we're going to do all sorts of new ones. Some that, you know, obviously there are some letters of the alphabet where there aren't that many options. So I've learnt about some really amazing new flowers that I've never painted before, and I'm so excited to share them with you. But tomorrow, let's see what we're painting for F. Thanks so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Or no, not tomorrow. I'll see you in the next session. Bye.